Well, let's get the latest on the flooding around Queensland's Gold Coast. I'm joined live by our reporter Tom Forbes. Tom, how widespread is the flooding on the Gold Coast?
Well, Jason, we're actually quite lucky at the minute that we can get outside to do this cross because it's been steadily pouring on the Gold Coast for about the past 24 hours. Now, this morning we took a drive out to Canunga in the Gold Coast hinterland and it wasn't pretty. A large number of roads have been flooded. The Coomera River has overtopped the roads in a number of areas. Also on the northern end of the Gold Coast there's been a large amount of rain. In fact, some falls were up to 100 mils within an hour, which is a lot of rain for this part of the world. Now, it actually has been reasonably incident-free so far on the Gold Coast today. There was one driver who was trapped in their car for a short time when they drove into flooded waterways. But at this stage, the water seems to be getting away reasonably quickly.
What about Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast? What can you tell us about the flood situation there?
It's a similar story in both areas, Jason. Brisbane's had a lot of rain this morning, which caused a lot of problems for commuters getting to and from work. Some schools and daycare centres were closed as a precaution today as well. Same situation with the rivers up there too. Low crossings have been closed so that it's a safer area. And there was one car with 3 people on board which had to be rescued, well, 3 people had to be rescued inside a car today. On the Sunshine Coast, once again, large falls of rain up around the Noosa area, rivers overtopping and also homes flooding. About 6 to 7 homes have been flooded in that part of the world.
Now, the coast along the Gold Coast has been hammered by king tides. How have the king tides been affecting that area today?
Well, this is day 2 of our 3 days of king tides. Yesterday we went into Surfers Paradise. There's a place called Bud's Beach, which is a little area just behind Surfers Paradise. But that notoriously goes under during king tides. Salt water comes bubbling up through the drain pipes there. We also travelled along the coast yesterday and saw large amounts of scarping. Now, that's basically the problem when the tide gets so high, and there's also a big swell out there too, that it eats away at the back end of the beach, which causes problems. Now, lifeguards closed some beaches yesterday during the king tides, and I think it was a similar situation today, but given the conditions, there's not many people hitting the beaches. Council says that once the tides recede, they'll get their earth-moving equipment back out there again to batter down the edges so that it's safe for people to get back on the beaches.
All right, Tom Forbes, our reporter on the Gold Coast, thanks very much for your time.